all. Welcome to another Real Talk with Rambling Canuck. Because, what do I do better than to ramble and talk BS? And to talk BS with me, I've brought on the better half of the Dadman, Mrs. Dadman.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be. I've been so excited to be here. I have been just like every morning. It's like, don't forget, I'm going to be on Rambling Connect show tonight. We'll come or tomorrow or whenever it was. I just been really excited, and then I started getting nervous, and so it's like, oh my gosh, this is like my first interview. Oh, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
and
wow.
then my goofy butt got tied up with doctors, and we ended up going late. But,
That's okay. Hey, we make an entrance. We make an entrance.
yeah, we make an entrance. That's how you do it. No, that's not what I want. I just got to get one other thing here. Oh, there it is. Down here, timers. All right, and then we've got to throw that on. There we go. And because it's this, we're going to do...
I always do that when I start the show. I always tell everyone, I says, give me a minute. I got to go over. And I said, I got to show myself some self-love here. And I like my channel. And, and I got to tell everybody that I'm still alive. So I say, I'm alive.
Yeah. And we'll take a quick spin through chat. We have Lisa in. We have Sci-Fi Mommy. We have Lady Mist, who is a longtime person of my chats and is with me when I bore her to death with 6 hours of Minecraft. Like 6 hours straight of me just doing meaningless tasks. And she names all the animals in my Minecraft, and she's kind of the boss of that. So
very nice, very nice.
So how are you enjoying the morning shows and actually being in front of the camera, as it were, instead of just making sure that Dadman doesn't fall over his toes?
I've got to tell you, I think I've been practicing for this like my whole life, because I have always, even as I pound the table. So if you hear anything, sorry, I have always monologued my life. I mean, I'm up in the morning. I'm like, oh, hello, everybody. Like I kick my breakfast. It's like I'm making a cooking show, and I'm just chatting away to nobody, just to the voices in my head. So now I get to talk to real people instead of just myself, and it's wonderful, and it's so much fun. The hard part is I was not really a morning person, so I'm getting used to that, and I'm like, what person decided to do this show 7 days a week? What the hell is wrong with them? Oh, wait a minute, it was me.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
But I'm loving
Let me voice correct that. Whose brilliant idea was this?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I really am loving it. And and I saw Masters Maniac Mexico there. Hello, he's I don't know if you know him. He is from my channel. He comes over, and he has supported from the very beginning. So thank you so much for being here. And Lisa also has been a supporter before the show even started. But
Awesome.
So I'm so glad they're here, and thank you guys for coming over here. And Master says it's not a morning show; it's a serious mug club.
Oh,
And
yes.
as I was telling you that, I've got to get some mugs made. I just think they would be so much fun to do. But
I have made so many mugs for my channel, History with R&R, and Tino's, that yeah, and I've got to make more tonight yet. But oh joy. Well, you saw. I showed you what I've been working on all day, getting
I'm still catching up with everything.
Yeah.
So I haven't had time to what I just said was as close as I can get to any kind of merchandise right now.
Oh yeah. I have things on mine that just sit there, and like I made a baseball cap, I've got mugs, I've got mouse pads. I was bored one day. But and then just to complicate things, I went and made one separate for History with R&R.
Of course.
Well, I did it originally because Richard and I were sharing that channel.
Mhm.
So it was separate from Rambling Canuck, and now it's kind of combined. But it is what.
Right.
So more on to what's been like a meet like you said you weren't a very morning person, which I'm not. I morning noon. Um, I wake up at the crack of noon. Um,
Oh, that's early, man, that's early. What?
yeah, I wake up at the crack of noon. Um, and Dadman Walking is in the chat.
Hello, hello.
But yeah. So what's been other challenges with the whole YouTube thing and getting used to things?
Well, I the big thing for me has just it's just been overwhelming in a very, very positive way. I never thought that I would get 100 subs in just like 2 days over a month of streaming. Uh, and I have 60 subs on a Twitch, which like I got that in a month. And so I'm almost to the point where I could get monetized on Twitch, which
Awesome.
you know, it's so overwhelming, because it's happened so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well, and
happened
and
so
and, and
fast.
that's always good. Like, and just to address Lisa's comment, Lisa had said, "Oh, I'm trying to click it on the wrong one here because I am a genius."
It keeps jumping
Um,
on you. That's one thing I've
there we
had to
go.
get used to.
So she had said, "Moo Fish, you shared a channel with no." The Moo Fish or Richard has been a friend of mine since, oh goodness, before I even want to admit. Um, but the Richard that I was speaking of was Richard Simpson, which was a person I met online. We started hanging around the same channels and stuff, and I would go on his, he'd come on mine. And we both loved history, so we started history with R&R. If you can't figure out what the R&R is, it's Robert and Richard. Uh,
Makes sense to
um,
me.
but and then about a year into the channel, he sadly passed away,
Mhm.
leaving me to carry on the channel. So it's not Moofish. It's a different record. But that was a long-winded explanation.
Yes. Oh, that's okay.
But no, I'm rambling. Canuck. That's kind of expected.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
yeah.
But, I saw a question in the chat and it brought up a thing. It said, it asked about, who do I like more, the Russian trolls, the German trolls, or your local trolls? Well, I would say within, I think, my 2nd stream, I started getting trolled, and I considered it an honor that somebody
Oh,
felt
come on. You forgot the most important ones. The sex
I
boxometers in the comment section. Come
I have not
on.
gotten sex box yet. I have not
Oh
gotten
my goodness. Well,
I haven't gotten them yet, so
they'll come. Don't worry.
I've
They'll
now
come.
probably jinxed it, and I will be getting a lot of them. I did get one,
Well,
I
at
did get
least
a
they
Mountain
stay in the
Dew.
comment section and not in your live chat.
Yes,
So,
yes,
it's not as bad.
right. I did get a Mountain Dew ad, a big old Mountain Dew, thing in there that I had to bought that went in. So I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Okay, that's interesting. I've never seen that one before." But, at least it was
Yeah.
harmless. At least it was harmless. But yeah, so I considered it an honor,
Oh
that
yeah.
someone that was that, threatened that they needed to troll my
Yeah,
channel.
yeah.
'Cause
I look at my dislikes the
I'm
same way.
I'm thinking I'm just building stupid building block things and talking in the morning about birthdays and just hanging out with the people that are in the chat and just having a good time. There's it's not that complicated what I'm doing. I didn't think it was
No,
that
no,
threatening,
it's just
but
bullshitting, which is
it's just
easy.
yeah, and it's just so much fun. Like I say, I used to do this. I mean, even as a child, like when I would do my crafts or whatever, I always monologued either out loud or in my head, like I was on a show. And so I would explain when I'm cooking or whatever. And so now it's great. I get to actually talk to people and make friends and everything else. So it's just been fun. I mean, I've met some new people. Sci-Fi Mommy is a new person that I met, and so it has been wonderful. And I just love her in the chats. It's just fantastic. So, um, yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely. It's amazing. You look at it and you go, well, especially during lockdown, it really opened up like
mhm,
huge. And then it's amazing how you can meet people from around the world doing this
mhm.
and build actual friendships, not just,
Mhm.
names you recognize in chat.
Yes. Yes, I, have, people from Japan and, from, their nationality is from Germany, but they're now in Mexico. Um, I have, friends in the North, which is a foreign country to me. I mean, I'm a Southerner, born and born and bred a Southerner. So these Northern people are you guys are just like foreigners to me. I don't
Oh, we'll be
I
nice.
don't get you
We'll
all the
we'll
time.
we'll 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 send you our snow and
No,
minus
no, no.
temperatures for Christmas as
No,
a
thank
present.
you. No, thank you.
We'll
I will keep
I mean, it's only -8 outside right now, so we'll just send that down to you, and you can
no.
enjoy that for Christmas.
It hits 70 or 65 and I'm, like, freezing. I'm in sweat clothes, so I'm a wimp. I truly am a wimp.
Well, we're enjoying it's funny 'cause we I look at it and I go, "It's only -8." Um, we've been enjoying a very mild December this year, and
God,
there
no.
hasn't been all that much snow. We got a snowfall, a light blizzard last Friday. Um, but, we've been enjoying a mild December, so we're all holding our breaths for January when it hits -30 for the high.
Oh. Oh, no, thank you. No, 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 thank you. I once thought I wanted to, be further up north living, and I have since said, "What was I thinking? What was I thinking? No, 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 we'll stay here." And this is I am I am a native Floridian. Have been yeah, so I've not moved out of the state ever or come back, so I've been here all my life, and I always joke that where I'm at, there's, like, 1 day out of the year that's perfect for me. It's either too hot or too cold. So 1 day
Oh,
out of the year, I can go outside and be happy. The other
okay.
the other times I go out and I complain, "Yeah, I'm hot," or I'm cold."
Well,
Eh
you should come up here. Our weather changes about every 5 minutes or so. At Christmas and January, you're looking at -30 to -40 to sometimes -50 at the low. And then in the summertime, you get up to about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Um,
that would the
and then then you start cooling off, and then you get back down to -40,
That's just
-50,
too extreme.
and
That
then
is
you
too
warm
extreme.
back up. During
Then I'm not
February,
gonna
March,
complain.
April, you
Yeah.
warm back up, and
I'm not gonna complain anymore about Florida. I'm not gonna okay, I like it every day of Florida. Don't change. Stay the way you are. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
we've had I kid you not, Miss Dad Man. We've had I woke up one morning to get ready for work, and it was raining. By the time I got into work, it was hailing.
Oh,
By the time my lunch hour hit, it was snowing.
oh my gosh.
By the time I got off for work, it was sleeting. And by the time I got into bed, it was snowing again.
Oh,
All in the same day.
no, 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 no. No. No, I will not complain. The one thing I do hate is the humidity. I do you guys have humidity up there?
Yes, but not as bad as
Yeah,
you do down there.
I know every place has humidity, but yeah, what I hate here is when it's hot and then it rains and you think, "Oh, it's gonna cool it down and it's gonna feel wonderful." And and sometimes you just go stand out in the rain and go, "Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this." And then you stand out there and it's hot
Yep.
and you're going, "No, the rain should be cooling you off." And it's not. And then it stops raining and then it's like a wall of water hits you. The humidity is just bam! And
Yeah,
hits
we
and
don't
so
get that bad. I mean, we
oh,
get some humidity, but our curse is wind chill.
Mm,
So you'll look at your computer and it'll tell you the weather, right? Like I'm sure
mhm,
you notice when when the humidity hits. With the
mhm.
temperature on your temperature gauge is not what the weather is outside. It's much
Right.
hotter than that. Well, on our side, it's the exact opposite. So it'll say -40, but when you step outside, it's actually around -50
Mhm. Yeah.
after you take in the wind chill. So yeah. Or you go, "Oh, it's not bad. It's only -30." You go outside, it's -40 with the wind chill.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I hate weather. Thank God for AC here.
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
you know,
For
I
us, it's AC in the summer and heaters in the winter. If we
it
didn't have heaters, we'd be screwed. I don't know how that. Well, I know how they did it. A lot of fire. That's how
yes.
they did it
I
back
don't
in the day.
think
A lot of fires.
I could live without a heater because I you can put more clothes on. There's only so much you can take off. And if you're still hot, you're still hot. And then, you take a shower and you're still hot after you take the shower. No, no, no. So I do like the AC. When our AC breaks, it's like right now, have them come in. So,
Yeah. Well,
ooh,
for us, it's in the wintertime, it gets bad where you can put all the clothes you want on. Doesn't matter.
it's just cold.
Um, like the worst shift I ever worked was security working a gate at an event. So I just stood there and worked the gate, letting trucks into the service entrance gate.
Mhm.
8 hours standing at the gate, no shack, no heater. It was -53 outside with the wind
Oh,
chill. Yeah, my I wore two parkas, and you could stand the outer shell up all on its own when I was done my shift.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Weather is not my friend. Well, saw in the chat that Snorter Poopus Q Burr has come into the chat. I don't know if you
Yes,
saw that. Hello, hello. I said hello
and
to Mr.
Corey.
Chef. Oh, Corey. Oh, hey, Corey. Hey, he is like my He comes over. I can almost if he doesn't show up on my morning show, I'm going to be worried because he is at everyone, and I will be wondering that if he's okay. He is so faithful, coming to the shows, and thank you for coming by. That's really
Yes,
neat.
yes. For me, that's Lady Miss. She shows up to all the ones she can, and when she does show up to karaoke, she makes it the life of the party. So
Yes,
it's awesome.
yes. And hey,
Um,
Jeremy, 5 Russian approved. I'm waving like you guys can see me.
I do that too.
I'm such an idiot.
Uh, it just comes with the territory, I think. You have to be a little bit off your rocker to stand in front of a camera and just kind of chat.
You
Um,
do, and you have to have a tough skin. You have to have a tough
you
skin
do, you do, you do.
because, my whole point of well, and Dad Man's also, we're kind of like, um, even though we're on separate channels, we are kind of like a team. Our whole goal is just to have fun and to
Yeah.
bring some fun and positivity to this internet thing, which can be full of a lot of just negative stuff. And we
Oh yeah.
just want to have, just we really just want to have fun and have fun with our chat and have fun, whether we're playing a game or I'm building something or we're just talking. Just enjoying it and making this little bit of time that we're on the stream, um, a time where you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have all that you can escape. You can escape from the crap that's going on all around you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and and
And
that's
no,
really
Corey, I haven't been to Detroit. I mean, I've been almost everywhere in well, a few places in Canada. But not down to down to Detroit yet. Is Detroit still there? I mean, they took all the cars out of there, so is there any
eh,
point in going to Detroit now?
I don't know. I don't like I say, we travel some, but, one time we were in Cincinnati, and we were driving through, and it was on Christmas Day, and, oh my gosh, it literally was there was no cars anywhere. It was
Mhm.
the most eerie, weirdest feeling. We went to, I had to use the restroom, and so we went to a, what is it? I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was in, like, a industrial area, but we saw it there, and, Steak and Shake, that was it. We went in there, and it's like they're like running to, "How can we help you? How can we help you?" And so we're like, "Oh, well, we have to order something now," because we felt really bad. So we, like, ordered a steak or shake or something like that, and then I went to use the bathroom, and by the time we were all done, they had all our food for us and everything, and we're like, "Why are you working on Christmas Day?" And they're like, "Well, because our boss told us to." And
Yeah.
nobody showed up, and it's like so it was really that was really funny, and then we just drove into Cincinnati, and it was like literally, we drove by the, stadiums that were there and everything because Dad and wanted to see them, and it was nothing. There was no cars. There wasn't even one person. We were like
Yeah.
I felt like we were in, the apocalypse,
Yeah,
and,
I
we
moved
were
to
like in
a
one of those
I
movies. It was so weird.
yeah, doing my daddy duty, I moved to a really small town that my oldest 2 kids' mom dragged them to. So I moved out there to be close to them. And coming from Winnipeg, going to this small town where you blink, you missed it.
Mhm.
It is so eerie because you can walk around, and if you saw 6 cars during the day moving, you had a good day. It was like insanity. But yeah, and sorry, Corey. As a car guy, I just shake my head. Detroit used to make good cars, and now they barely have the Red Wings. Um, but
Well,
at
I
any rate,
won't tell you where my car's from.
uh,
I
probably Korea at this
Yep, I
point.
do. I have a little South Korean car. Yes, I do. A
Yeah,
Kia.
most vehicles, yeah, Korea, yeah.
So, yep. But I'm not sad not to be up north
No,
at all.
no.
Uh,
Well, and in some ways, I think I would go insane. Like the first year or two, it would be nice, having warm weather all year round. But that where the fuck is the snow? Would
mhm.
would start to annoy me. Or the
Or the cold.
50 millionth time that I explained ice fishing to somebody would probably drive me insane. Um, or having to explain what a toboggan is,
Well,
over
see,
and over again.
I do know what those things are. I've actually touched snow. I've seen snow. I just don't wanna live in it. I just don't wanna live in it. But then we have the hurricanes and the tornadoes that are
Oh, I'd get
swirled by
I'd
the
get
hurricanes.
shocked because I'd keep making it. Remember to buy your red rose slippers, and people would just shake their head at me and walk away. But it's funny because like well, maybe what's the craziest stunt? I guess. Well, no, no, girls had fun too. What was the craziest thing that you did as a kid?
Um, I was pretty calm as a kid. Um, I will say okay, I am so gonna wrap myself out. When I was in middle school, and I did get caught doing this, but I worked as an aide or something in the, like, where the principal's office was and stuff, and they
Yep.
had this supply closet. And I have always loved office supplies. I have. I will go into a store and walk through their office supplies. I am so weird. But I love the big round rubber band balls and Post-it notes of all the different colors and design. I am just weird. But as a kid, I was what? Let's see, a 5th, probably 5th, 6th grade, and they had all these office supplies, and I was like, "Oh, wow," and I was, like, in awe, and then I would take a couple pens and I'd stick them in my pocket and I'd take them home, and then the next day I would take a couple something else and take them home, and I had this whole box of
Yeah.
of these wonderful pens and highlighters and markers and all that stuff, and my mom found them. And so
Uh-oh.
it's like, "Where did you get all these?" And I'm like and so I can't lie to my mom,
You know,
and she made me take them back and tell them what
yeah.
I did.
Well, one of
But
mine
that was probably, you know, um, the
one of mine, I'll keep with the snow theme for castle, was my buddies and I, my friend had a two-story house, and his dad would leave the ladder unsupervised.
mm,
So, we would put the ladder, um, at the back of the on the one side of the house where the door was, and so we could gain access to the roof. And once there was about 4 inches of snow or greater in the backyard, we'd take our GT snow racers up to the top of the roof of a double-story house and go to the peak and slide all the way down, building a ramp so that we ramped off the roof and
oh,
landed about halfway down the backyard. Um,
uh, you know, kids, when you're young, you just number 1, you don't think you're ever gonna get caught, and you think you're immortal.
oh yeah, we thought it was fun. We
Oh,
also used to think it was fun to run on my grandmother's chicken coop roof and jump into the snow, but
oh.
the chickens hated it, but we
I
thought it
just
was funny.
they quit the chickens are very, finicky, if their temperature's not right or anything happens, they quit laying eggs. Did,
I think the
did they
worst
do
one was caused by my cousin. Because of course when you go to the farm on the weekend, on the summers, you start learning how to do things around the farm.
Mhm.
So grandma figured that we were all old enough to learn how chickens made it from the chicken coop to the dinner table.
Mm.
So we all got to take a turn chopping the
Uh,
head off of the chicken.
uh-huh.
So when it came to my cousin's turn, he didn't quite shut the chicken coop door properly. So the
Oh.
chickens couldn't get out because there was barriers, right? But they were clear barriers, so grandma could see in.
Mhm.
And my cousin chopped the head off the chicken. And the chicken ran because if you've never chopped a chicken's head off, it will run for a little
Yeah.
bit without a head,
Yeah,
and ran right directly into the chicken coop, so that all the chickens watched this headless chicken run past them.
Oh my gosh, it was like a horror movie. It's a chicken horror movie. It's
Yeah,
alive!
yeah, that
Ah!
that was probably their most traumatic day of their lives.
I bet you they didn't lay eggs for a while. And chickens are dumb. They'll
Oh
stand
yeah.
out in the rain if yeah, if
Yeah.
yeah.
Chickens
They're not
are chickens aren't the smartest things in the world.
no, no, they're
Yeah.
not. But
Yeah.
they sure taste good.
Yes, yes, they do,
I like chickens.
especially fresh.
Oh, and I tell
Yeah.
you, fresh chicken eggs are so much better than anything you can get in a store. I don't care, even the ones that they say are
Okay,
natural.
you wanna hear stupid from my childhood? I'll tell you a stupid story. So the stupidest thing one of the stupidest things I ever did as a kid, being at grandma's, you had chores. You were on
Mhm.
vacation, but you still had chores.
Oh, yeah.
So I got up in the morning at about 10 to 6, and grandma says, "Go get the eggs for breakfast." Well, it's about -30 outside. So I head to the chicken coop all bundled up in my parka. I'm about 6, and I get into the coop and I grab all the eggs, but I forgot the basket.
Oh, you're
What
stuck.
the hell I was gonna do? So I could hold them, but then my hands would get cold because I forgot my gloves like a dumbass. So I got the brilliant idea that I just put them in the pockets of my jacket. So I put about a dozen and a half eggs into my jacket pockets and ran back to the farmhouse, which I politely made an omelet of by the time I got to the farm. My mother cursed me as she had to wash that winter parka 3
Oh,
times to get the
oh.
egg out.
Oh, yes, 'cause,
Um,
man, if they did it, it would smell.
oh, yeah.
Masters was talking about, the pirate getting beheaded.
Yeah.
That is so funny about, if they get beheaded in, Northern Europe, they also chop the chicken's head off and let it run, and all the
Yeah.
slaves in chicken past got set free. Wow, that's interesting. I did some of the things that they do, they've or did,
Yes.
um,
That
that is
wouldn't be PG allowed now.
no, 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 they
You guys
well,
ever
not
human rights
because of the
activists?
pirates, it would be because of hurting the chicken. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's amazing, how, people like, "You can't hurt the chicken." Well, you're eating chicken. How do you
yes,
think you're eating chicken? I'm
yes,
just curious.
yes. Well, yeah, I am all my, one of my kids used to say, "Mom, I would love to be a vegetarian, but I just like hamburgers too much."
Yeah.
Like the idea of the healthy eating and everything, but not the idea of not ever having a hamburger ever
Yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah. A steak is just too good, I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
it
then
is.
again, if you're my friend, you'd make the comment, "Well, I am a vegetarian. Cows ate the grass, and then I ate grass, which means, I ate the cow, which means I'm a vegetarian,
Right.
secondhand." Um,
And that would, thanks for lurking. We'll see you in a bit.
have a good one, Agent Atwood. So what are your goals for your channels? I know you have the Twitch and then the YouTube. So what's your
Well,
your
first off,
your
as you
goal?
said, is to surpass Dadman in all aspects of streaming. I'm just kidding. No. I j I would like okay, I'll start it from the beginning. When my kids were born, I quit my job. I used to work at a television station in the engineering department. I quit my job to raise my kids, and then I homeschooled my kids through their entire, uh, educational process, through kindergarten through graduation. And I consider that 23 years ago was when I quit getting a paycheck for working, but I never stopped working.
Yeah.
And now that my kids have grown up, I, said, "Well, I'm retired." Well, that's been a couple years, and I'm like, I really would like to do something. Uh, I'd like to do something, and I was going to actually start this channel um, about a year and a half ago, and then we had some tragedy struck our family, and it just kind of put us all in a tailspin. And it's taken about this long to get, you know, in a place to be able to do this. So, I started doing, like builds and stuff on Dad Man shows. I'm going, well, this is fun. And so he's like, you need to do your channel. You need to do your channel. And so I did. And the reason I wanted to do it is because I would like to, if nothing else, make the channel viable to itself, self-sustainable. But I also would
Mhm.
like to be able to make some money that maybe I could contribute to the household again, like I did 23 years ago. No, it's not going to be a full paycheck, but
No.
you know, something like that. And
Yeah.
also I that's the big goal that that's the one goal, but honestly, I just like talking with people, and I like doing my Lego builds, and, I have some other ideas that, I wanna slowly start implementing, um, and just entertaining people and being there and talking with them and stuff like that, because surprisingly, even though I'm an introvert, I love I love talking to people. It's I get tired fast, but I do love talking to them, and it's a joy, and so that's kind of the big thing is, yeah, I wanna eventually, make this self-sustainable, but my goal is just to make people happy and to have fun and to make some friends along the way. That really it's not a lofty goal, it's just kind of like, I guess it'd be the philosophy of the channel. Um,
Yeah. Which
so
makes sense because I mean there are some people that start in YouTube and they go, "Oh, I'm gonna get 1 million subscribers and I'm gonna have a Lamborghini and a mansion and I'll never have to work a day again in my life," and not realizing that yes, you don't have to go to a 9 to 5.
mhm,
Yes, you're your own boss. But
mhm.
even doing this partially as kind of part time as I do, it's a lot of work. I've sat
Yes.
there for 4 hours editing down footage to make an 8-minute video.
Mhm.
So, I mean and hey, Deej Odyssey.
Hey,
Um,
Deej.
but, like, you can sit there and you could, editing that footage down from 4 hours down to 8 minutes. You did a 4-hour stream just to have 8 minutes of usable footage for the video or what have you. It, you know,
Yeah.
you just
It's
sit there and it's mind-boggling.
just doing the, researching this morning show because I do birthdays, and yeah, there's a site, and I go to and kinda get the birthdays, but then I have to write little bios about them,
Okay.
because I can't do a cut and paste. I just think it's for me, I just think it's wrong. Um, I'm taking somebody else's work, so I have to take I love that, uh, matchbook, um but, yeah, so I have to write my own scripts every morning. I do all my graphics for every show. I don't have a producer, and so it's a lot of work, but I love doing it. I am in my element when I'm doing that, and I get energized by that, and so it doesn't bother me at all. I just am gonna have to learn how to manage my time a little better, um, and I'm getting there. Like I say, this was very overwhelming. I didn't expect this to take off as fast as it did, and,
Yeah.
someone
And
asked.
and and you notice how she doesn't put in the other added, work that she has to do, keeping Dadman's channel afloat and Dadman on the straight and
Yeah,
narrow
I
and not
I
throwing his
do.
computer out a window.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
doesn't mention that because she's nice. I'm an a-hole, so I mentioned it.
Someone had asked me to define what an introvert is. And so I do want to because this is, some people might have a different definition. An introvert is not necessarily someone who's shy. An introvert is where they recharge themselves when they're not with people. So they can get tired when they're with people, even though they're enjoying it, it can be
Mhm.
draining. An extrovert gets their energy and their from people. So, but extrovert can be shy, but even if they're around people, they can still get energized.
Yeah.
So,
And so I have to let you know the results of the poll I ran. Um, should Mrs. Dadman have a tip jar for her streams?
and I do have a tip
Overwhelming
jar,
resolve was yes.
and I do
So
have a tip jar. It's
so
like
we're gonna have to get you promoting your tip jar because apparently people think this is a great idea.
Okay,
And
oh, well, I have to
hello,
figure out how
Stephen.
to put it on the I don't know how to put things like on the,
I'll show you how to work
crawl,
StreamYards and you'll be or Stream Elements and you'll be a whole new dangerous monster.
because I do have a tip jar, and I have a Throne account that I can get gifts if someone wants to gift me something. So,
Well,
yeah,
what we'll
yeah.
do is one of these days I'll show you how to work Stream Elements, and then you'll have a whole new set of things to throw in your streams.
A whole new things to annoy people with.
Well, yeah, yeah, and drive yourself crazy trying to get them to work properly. But I can't drive myself crazy. It's too short of a trip. Why waste the gas? Um, Stunning and Brave, welcome.
Yes, hello,
Uh,
hello.
so so with YouTube and Twitch, how are you finding Twitch? Because I know Twitch chats and Twitch itself can be a little bit more juvenile than YouTube, which is hard to say, but it can be. I've noticed that when I watch
Well
certain streamers.
I will be honest about that. My, youngest, is on Twitch and has been on Twitch for years. I actually got on, was streaming before I even knew they were streaming.
Okay.
They,
Well, here,
they
let
they
let 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 me clarify my statement. By juvenile, I don't
No, no,
mean
no, no,
age.
no. I'm just kinda just that my relationship with it is, it's been quite a while. I didn't just jump, just do Twitch. say,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, here's another, a venue." Um So, yeah, they were doing Twitch before I knew it. The way we found out was when he came up to us and goes, Mom, I need my Social Security number." And I'm like, yeah,
Oh.
why?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I need a 1099." And I'm like, why?" He says, "Oh, well, I've been streaming and I've made some money, Emma." And how? What have you been streaming, please? And I'm going, "Oh, Lord, please, please, please let it be something okay." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I've been doing video games in my art." I'm like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. This
that's
is
good.
something we can
That's
get
good."
behind. All right.
So, so, that's how I was introduced to Twitch was my child, and then we've met some, people that are on Twitch. Liam Grey Wolf and Daisy Blossom only stream on Twitch. Ashley Slashley only does Twitch, and so we met some wonderful people there, and y depending on the audience that you reach, I mean, my youngest was young, so it
Yeah.
was more immature, and I hate using that word immature. It was more young.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
more young.
Yeah.
I well, I
The
watched, like, with Liam and Daisy Blossom and them, it's a more mature chat. I think it just depends on who you're
who you're targeting.
who
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
targeting.
Yeah.
Um, so, but I like Twitch. It doesn't bother me. It's gonna be like I say for me, it's oh, by the way, hey, Squeaka, Squeaka, and let's see who I saw someone else. I saw someone else I thought that was new, and I wanted to say hi to them. I think maybe that was oh, Parrothead. Hey, Parrothead. Um, so sorry, I gotta say hi to Squeaka. So, but yeah, it's um right now dual streaming on both, so it's not as uh, a big thing. But a lot of the times, the chat that I have on Twitch, I am pushing people over there from my YouTube channel because I'm trying to get monetized, and I've
Okay.
got to have 3 average viewers for the hours. And I made a mistake early on of streaming a long streams there with few viewers, and so
Okay.
I've had to work to get that average up. I'm at 2.05 now, which is thumbs up. It went up quite a bit from the streams I did yesterday.
Okay.
So that's kinda it now. I'm not really pushing, new I'm not pushing the subscribers right now. I am slowly building up, but my focus is to get that monetized, and once I get that monetized, then I can, uh, work on growing the channel more and moving and doing some different things. Like, I wanna do, like every month learn a new craft. Let's learn a new craft together. And it might be diamond dots, which I got a kit to do, or felting, just whatever, just
Yeah.
something like that. Um, I'd like to do movie reviews. I've got thousands of DVDs in my collection, and I like to arbitrarily just pick a movie and let's review it, things like that. And I don't know I'm experimenting which channel will work best for some of that stuff, because 'cause I'm
Have
not
a good
really
night,
sure.
Castle.
Night Castle, and I wanna start gaming, and I might push my gaming over onto Twitch and have my other stuff more so on YouTube. I'm just not sure. I think Twitch is really, really conducive for gamers.
Yes.
Um
They have cracked down majorly, though. I know Twitch, a lot of the big streamers moved away from Twitch because it became like any major corporation, there were a couple of bad eggs.
mhm,
And so to fix for the bad eggs working a loophole, they overcompensated with
mhm,
rules and regulations. Um, and it kind of made some of them kind of go, maybe not. So it just depends, I think.
mhm,
Um, YouTube is good for gaming. I think Twitch is as well, but it's a little bit more mm, regulated now. Like
mhm.
Twitch for a while there was
Pretty
uh
loose. Was like the Wild
yeah, it was pretty
West.
loose, pretty loose. And the other thing, as Deej says, there's been uh
Yes. Yes, I d yes, I have had that discussion with my youngest.
yeah.
Um,
So Twitch to me, I know it's almost like what I would maybe make a suggestion for your gaming streams is if you are going to game stream, use Twitch to do the live stream and then make videos out of them and drop them on YouTube.
mm, yeah,
That way, you might have two separate audiences, your Twitch audience and your YouTube audience. There
right,
is going to be crossover because there always is. But once in a while, it might be an avenue where you can do the streaming
mhm,
on Twitch, but then make short little 20-minute, 15-20-minute videos of that
right,
game stream on YouTube.
right,
And
and I
then
and I'm a different age demographic, I'm much older, and I think a lot of my chat is they're not the I don't know what the gen is, but, I'm almost 60 years old, so I'm getting a little older audience than,
yeah,
say, my 21-year-old.
yes, absolutely.
And, I think that's gonna kind of and a lot of the people that are in my on my YouTube, they don't have Twitch, nor do they want Twitch.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm kind of,
And the
you know
problem with Twitch is it's a lot harder to, like, for me, I've noticed. The reason I don't bother with it is it's just one more username, one more password, one more
mhm.
thing to remember.
But
So
I am such a I'm just not your typical I guess not your typical I'll be 60 next year. Not your typical 60-year-old because I love technology. I love technology. If I could have the new phone every time one came out, I would love to get one.
yeah,
I love gadgets. I love working on computers. I just love technology. And so I could have I could go onto every platforms, every social media and it wouldn't bother me at
yeah.
all.
Well, for
But
me, I mean,
that's not typical.
I
That's not
love
typical.
technology. Technology just hates me. It's usually the way it works. We have a love hate relationship. But um, the other thing too with YouTube and Twitch and trying to balance both channels is you don't want to also burn yourself out. So you're not you're not putting out trying to put out so much content between two different channels that you end up burned out, and then what was fun turns into into a
Drudgery.
job uh, instead of something fun to do.
Yeah. And that's where I'm working at trying to get that balance from the beginning
Yeah,
because I really um when I do something, I jump feet first all in and go full bore from the beginning. 0 what is 0 to 90, 0 and and in 5 seconds flat. So I just that's kind of like my personality, but then all of a sudden I'll go, "Okay, that's enough," and I'm done. And I don't want to do that for this at all. So I'm trying to slowly into slowly bring stuff in uh to the channel and make it a little easier. The hard part I'm finding right now is trying to find the times that work because I do a 9 a.m. show, which means I am up at 7:30, 8 at the latest every morning. And I used to be a night owl. I used to not go to bed until 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning.
yeah.
And my kids kind of changed that, but it's still like deep down in my soul, I'm still
Yeah,
a
yeah.
night owl.
I've never been a morning person, nor shall I ever be.
So
Um,
so I'm struggling right now trying to find times that work. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of saturation, not necessarily in what I'm doing, but just in times, you know, 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evenings, everybody's doing a stream or 8 o'clock. Everybody's doing a stream, and
Yeah.
the big streamers are doing I say big streamers, the ones that big in our circles.
Yes.
They're doing streams, and it's hard to break into that
Yeah, it
because
is.
people have their routines that they go to their shows, and I
Yeah.
understand that. So I'm trying to find something that works time-wise for me. And I've been, doing some of my building streams in the afternoon, starting them at noon or 1 o'clock. And that seems to be a good time. But I also have people that are more, that they're on the other side of the world. And so that's their, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'd
Yeah.
like to try to, you know, do something for them also later in the evening, but not all the time. So I'm working on trying to figure out how, I can
Balance it all out.
balance it out, and for also the people that are in my chat, my supporters, the followers and the subscribers, because I don't wanna leave them out, and it hurts me when I know that I'm streaming this, that, only, like, half of the people, eh, can watch it because 'cause they're in bed, the other
Yeah.
half, you
Yeah.
know? And so
Well, and
and that's a thing I'm having to work and figure out how to do, and, like I say, I've only been doing this for what is it now, 5 weeks? Maybe
yeah.
6 weeks? I still got a lot of things to work out and figure out, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
getting there,
there'll
and
be a
I'm
few
like,
learning curves.
and the thing is that the chat, my chat, my peeps, man, thank you guys. They're so supportive,
Yeah,
and,
and that's always good to have right out of the gate.
and, um, and with working it and getting it, I don't think I'm gonna lose them while figuring out my time stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing right now, is just trying to figure out when the times work, because unfortunately, like I say, there's a lot of bigger streamers, and they're on all the time, and it's
Yeah,
hard
well,
for
I
us
think the
so
hardest lesson I had to learn was not caring anymore. That
yes.
that that was the hardest thing I had to learn was, who cares? You wanna
Yeah.
stream? Stream. Who cares? Well,
Yes.
this person's streaming and that person's streaming and this person's streaming, so I shouldn't stream now. I wouldn't stream.
No,
I'll
the
try to do it
biggest
when they're
person
not.
I have to
It
deal
just
with is that asshole dad man that just keeps
yeah.
screaming all the time. I'm just kidding, guys. That's a joke. No, I mean, it's like, we've gotta put I said, "You gotta let me know your schedule so that I can schedule." You said, "And I gotta let you know my schedule so that you can schedule." So, we can schedule at the same time, but we try not to, because we don't wanna, um,
Yeah.
we don't wanna compete against each other. There's enough people to, quote, "compete against." So we don't need to do that. But,
I always look at it as you're competing against yourself, because at the
yeah,
end of the day, a lot of YouTubers fall into that trap of, oh well, this person is growing faster than me, and I
mhm,
need to do this. And no, you don't.
no, mhm,
Just no, you don't. Shut up, sit down, breathe. It will be fine.
mhm,
You will grow when you grow. Just
yes.
breathe. Just
And
do.
also, I'm not gonna change how I am to get people to come over.
Yeah, yeah,
If I have to do that, then it's just gonna be too hard. It's not gonna be fun anymore. And I have told Dad, man, there's been sometimes my 9 o'clock show, I've had 2 people in the chat, and sometimes they come in a little bit later than when the show starts, and, it's Dad man and me, and he's like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna talk to, you know, pretend that there's people there and talk to them, because if someone's watching this in the replay, then they'll watch it. Maybe there's someone needs to watch it later."
yeah,
I don't um I'm appreciative of every single person that's in the chat and every single person that comes by, but I am not going to let the number of people, whether it be, 20 or 2, affect the way I do my stream,
yeah.
because at the end of the day, I'm streaming for whoever's listening, and if they're listening later on a replay, I'm here for them. I honestly feel that whoever is in the chat at that time are those that are supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and I
and for
will give
me, the biggest
100% for whoever's there, even if it's nobody. I've talked to myself my entire life. This is not an it's not gonna throw me, if
well, as I put it, sometimes I need to talk to myself. I need an expert opinion. But um, well, that's good to hear, Deej. Although, um, you behaving just seems like an oxymoron to me. Um,
it's
but
been
uh,
yeah, been good, been good.
but for me, the hardest stream to keep myself on that, don't worry about the numbers, don't worry about the
Mhm,
numbers, don't worry about this, was karaoke.
mhm.
Because for one, you need to make sure you have at least one or two other people with you.
Right, yes,
So if
that's
you
that
start the stream, like there are certain times I start the stream and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a short one,
yeah.
right? Because you've only got like one other person other than you, or sometimes you have nobody in the back room and you're ready to go, and it's like,
Oh, no,
oh, this is
no.
going to be
Yeah.
bad, right? Because
Well, karaoke
so
is a group activity,
yeah, yeah.
so
So
I can understand
yeah,
I
so
can understand that.
it does add a little bit. I mean, oh, and then the other thing too is YouTube loves you, absolutely adores you, because they hit you with copyright claims up the wazoo. Um, Luckily, no strikes, but a lot of claims. So you have to get over that hurdle of it's not going to affect me. It's fine. It's not going to
Mhm.
affect me. It's fine. It's just shove my videos to the furthest, darkest corner of the YouTube. It's no big deal.
Well,
You'll
that's
be
the
fine.
nature of doing karaoke though, isn't it? I mean, because
Yeah.
you just if you're gonna do karaoke, you're just that's something you're gonna have to expect.
Yeah, yeah. It just comes with the territory.
Mhm.
You just sit there and go, well, they're gonna hate me for this one, and you just keep rolling
Yep,
because otherwise, if you get worked up about it and you look at it, you'll drive yourself to an ulcer.
yeah,
Um,
mhm.
but so what is what has been the most, other than the fact of how fast you've kind of started growing? Because it took me a year and 6 months to get to 100. So,
Yeah.
other than how fast it's gotten, how what is the other, would you say, the biggest surprise you didn't expect going in? Something that's happened so far that you didn't expect to happen, but it's a positive, other than how fast it's growing.
Well, I think and this kind of probably it might go with how fast I'm going, but the people that consistently have, come to my shows, I just never thought that, I would have a group of people that would enjoy every day listening to me talk about birthdays and celebrations and show silly memes and sometimes be so tired I'm just rambling like an idiot, for an hour and a half or more. And that humbles me and puts me in awe that, I can go in and there's people that I could expect to, be on my show from the beginning to the end if they're able, um, or pop in and out. And that has just been just like I say, very humbling and very awesome that that there are people that there I have people that do that and look forward to my show. And I know that sounds very prideful, but that makes me very happy because that's why I do the show. I do it for the people that want to be there, and it makes me happy that there are people that wanna be there. Does that make sense? Does that make sense
Absolutely.
at all? Because, like I say, if they weren't there, I'd be talking to the air, which I'm really good at doing, but it's so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
nicer
yeah.
to
Like I
be
said,
able to
once in a
talk to
while, you need
people.
an expert opinion, so talking to yourself is not a bad thing. It's when you answer yourself that there's a problem, apparently.
No, no, it's when you get mad at yourself and quit talking to yourself. That's when there's the
Um,
problem.
I had to laugh because I confused my coworkers one time with Facebook because I thought I had just worked a 16-hour shift. I was dead tired, but I needed something to make me laugh, so I was sitting at the computer, and I had, quite a bit of my coworkers and even a boss on my Facebook at one point, and I typed into my, where you just type in like, oh, going to the mall or whatever the hell. So I put, I quit. Myself is tired. And I no, how does it go? I yeah. Myself quits. I yeah. Me is tired, and I will be in for my next shift,
Yes.
or something to that
Yes,
effect.
you're talking to me, myself, and I. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
I have to whenever I,
Me
retweet the
quits. Myself is tired, and I will be at my next shift.
it's so funny whenever I go to type in, like, sharing the once the stream starts in the morning or any of them, I start to type, "We are live," and I'm like, "Wait, I am not royalty." No,
Yeah, yeah. The
it is I am
royalty
live.
or
It's, me and my little
the
friends
normal
in my
we. Yeah.
brain are live now. So, yes.
Is it
Well,
the royalty or?
Snorter Poop says that he would people would be shocked if they typed half the things I think sometimes. Well, I do a lot of even though it seems like I'm rambling, I do a lot of editing in my brain before it comes out of my
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, I
I'm
do too.
so grateful that
Um,
I do have a filter between them 2 because I would be in big trouble because and people that have heard me when I have lifted the filter, um, it's not bad, it's just it's not everything
Point
you
to
would want to
fact.
necessarily have on the stream.
I'm very I'm very point to fact when I
Yes.
don't have a filter.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
uh, but, so, as we just crossed the hour, I'm gonna say, give your final, thoughts and promote anything you wanna promote coming up, and, I'll let you get back to, your day.
Oh, well, first off, thank you very much for having me on here, and you know what? Save this. Save this because you can use it as blackmail later when I become huge and humongous as the first interview that I ever did. I'm just kidding. I'm just
That
kidding.
is usually the way it works. I'll have somebody on my channel, and then the next thing I do, I look around and they're at 1,000, and I'm still here, and I'm going, "What the happened?"
You can air this, the notorious video and yeah, yeah, if that'll ever happen. But anyway, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate that, and I thank all the chat, that has come by. I sorry didn't get to, uh, if I missed somebody saying hi, I'm sorry about that. But thank you all for being here. I did see everybody's name. It might not have, I might not have come out of my mouth, but I did in my brain say hello to you all. Uh, what are we doing? Tonight at 9 o'clock, Dadman, I'm going to promote Dadman because I'm going to go up probably on the channel and we're going to just talk Christmas movies. It's a very chill, relaxed, what Christmas movies you like that? That's tonight on Dadman's channel at 9 p.m. But tomorrow morning and every morning at 9 a.m., except for Christmas Eve, I am not going to be doing it Christmas Eve because my oldest is coming into town and we're going to breakfast. And I haven't seen them in a while. So I'm not going to be doing the 9 a.m. stream on Christmas Eve. But every other day, I'm going to be doing it. And it's just I call it your daily dose of positivity to start your day right on a positive note. I am going to be doing a build tomorrow at noon. No, not tomorrow, Thursday at noon. I'm not sure what I'm going to be building. It's something. I'll close my eyes and grab one of my uh, kits that I have and I'll build it. But that will be on Thursday at noon. That time seems to work really good. And then I'm not up really late at that night.
Yeah.
But that's really about all that I'm doing right now. Um,
Okay. So
we
just
no,
remember, folks.
we are doing one more thing on Christmas Eve at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Me and Dad Man are going to be having a Christmas celebration, a German Christmas celebration, and we are going to have Masters Maniac Mexico on uh, cr- making a German meal, and that is on
Awesome.
Christmas Eve. I believe it's at 3 p.m. I don't have the slide in front of me, but that's something I'm very, very excited about. We did one recently, uh, and oh gosh, all of a sudden I can't think of what the holiday was. We did a meal, and it was just so fun and exciting. So we're going to do another one. We're doing Christmas Eve, and very excited about that.
And just
Uh,
remember, folks, her when she says 9:30 a.m., she's
oh, it's
talking that weird
that
Eastern
the
time
only time,
zone that
the
doesn't
only time,
exist in my
the
brain.
only, the only
Um,
time zone, the Easter time zone.
no, Central is the only one that
No,
matters.
no, the
Uh,
East is the best. And
Central is
as
the
I
only one
say
that
on my morning show, I am accepting of all time zones. I hold no bias against all of them, even though we know the Eastern time zone is the best.
matters.
Um,
No,
but
I
yes,
want
they're all,
Central
they
time
all
zone.
are
It never
Eastern time
changes.
zone.
Um, but with that, I'm going to say thank you all. Thank you,
Yes,
Miss
thank
Dadman,
you.
for coming on, and we shall get out of here with this.